Hello students, in this video we will discuss In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, a poem by Sarojini Naidu. So let's read to the poem once and then go line by line explaining what's happening in this poem. So, what do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna, and spice. What do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory and dice. What do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring. Bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as the dragonfly's wing. Girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O ye musicians? Sitar, sarangi, and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for aeons to come. What do you weave, O ye fair flower girls, with tassels of azure and red? Crowns for the bride of the bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. This is a poem, guys. Let us go line by line now, like to understand. Uh, I'll try to explain some few words which we might not be familiar with. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Here you see, ye is the plural form of you that used to be used in English language. Nowadays, it's like obsolete. No one uses it. Um, it means you in the plural. That's what it means. Um, so, what do you sell, O ye merchants? So she begins with a question. This poem is made up of a series of questions and answers. It's like a dialogue in a uh, market. When we go to a market, a typical Indian market, we ask these questions. This is made up of these questions. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? What do you grind, O ye maidens? These are the types of questions in Indian languages that we ask. It's talking about the bazaars in Hyderabad, of how colorful, how wonderful and beautiful they are. This poem is celebrating that cultural artifact back in those days, in the time of the British, when Hyderabad, being a princely state and not under the British, but the rest of India is colonized. Um, and Hyderabad has all these colorful markets, while markets were um, Indian owned markets, Indian owned production was limited and legally sanctioned by the British Raj. So, what do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade. So, it's not just about a colorful description of a poem here that we say, but all the artifacts that you would consider Indian. Tunics of purple brocade and mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. mirror with panels of amber, and daggers with handles of jade. So you have these daggers with jade and this ornamented small daggers. These are like the small knives or small swords actually, which are daggers, mostly used for the purpose of ornamentation, and mirrors with amber, like precious stones like amber and jade, and all these crimson colored turbans and tunics that are laid out in display for people to come and buy. And look at what the second stanza, what else we have in this market, in this bazaar. And what do you weigh, O ye vendors, saffron and lentil and rice? So now it comes to groceries. That this type of market is has everything. It has costly amber and jade and mirrors and daggers and turbans and tunics, but it also has food, everyday items that people need to eat. What do you grind, O ye my maidens? Sandalwood, henna, and spice. These are things that women use for defying themselves. And what do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory and dice. So you have other peddlers in the market um, moving along, and they are selling chessmen and ivory dice. So dice back in those days used to be made of ivory, that elephant tusk. The white tusks are would used to be taken, and now it's a illegal affair. But back in those days, they used to have dice and chessmen made of ivory sometimes, right? What do you make, oh ye goldsmiths? Wristlet, ankle, and even jewelry is available here, sold by the goldsmiths. So, and bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as the dragonfly's wing, girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. So, what do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlets, a wristlet, an ankle, and ring. So you have all these wristlets, okay, which are bangles and anklets, which are very common in India, and ring, uh, bells for the blue feet of blue pigeons. Back in those days, blue pigeons were some people put pigeons bells on pigeons because they were used for communication. When the message arrived from the pigeon, you would know that it has arrived by the ringing of when you hear the ringing of these light bells, that frail light bells, which do make some noise, some sound, but they were very frail, like a dragonfly's wing. Um, and girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. So even the girdles that were used by the dancers and the scabbards of gold for the king. So the small swords that the scabbards are those cases where you put the sword in. Those are usually ornamented in India, and made to appear really good to look at. Okay, so what do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Here, crying is referring to shouting. Fruitmen are shouting, citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O musicians? Um, Sitar, sarangi, and drum. So, music instruments have been played, like entertainment, fruits, and then you have a magic shows also. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for the aeon to come. So these magicians are um, these spells, uh, mantras and everything, right? Spells for aeons to come. Aeon is talking about ages to come. You could describe the closest word for aeons, like Indian word for aeons, is yugas to come and all, right? You can say that too. which is like a Sanskrit word, but in English it would be called ages. So she's saying that even this like magic is going on, food, clothing, jewelry, everything. Like it's like a mix of everything that's going on all over the place. Lentils to precious objects to everything. And what do you weave? Oh, weave flower girls with tassels of azure and red. So the girl something, the flower girls are weaving something which is azure and red with all these tassels that they were making for the crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, crowns for the brow of the bridegroom. So they have been crowns for the brow of the bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. So flower girls are making flowers which will be made into tassels of azure and red. Okay, and then if they act as crowns for the bridegroom, the chaplets to garland his bed on this special night, and then sheets of white blossoms new garnered. So there are sheets of white blossoms laying new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. So the same flowers are used in so many occasions, life and death, and um, weddings and deaths. They are perfuming. It's like they are. Um, that's the smell to actually exude from where the body is laid on the dead body is laid. So basically, she covers everything. It's like a holistic sort of experience when you look at this, where all the things are covered, all sorts of Indian, not one product is British or Western. It is a celebration and a promotion of its own culture and bazaars. Why does she write this? There was a political reason for behind writing this. That she was writing this to promote the Bazaars of Hyderabad. In a sense, she was encouraging Indians to do trade, do market, and I encouraging them, saying that we do not need to depend upon the British. We can have our own markets. We can have our own bazaars. Hyderabad is doing it, which isn't under the power of the British. But mm, we we too can do this, and we too can participate in this. And though it was considered civil disobedience to go against the government and buy and sell without a license, but it was uh, something that was imposed by the British, and as a response, in a covert way, Sarojini Naidu writes this poem to politically settle the British government and promote our own culture and markets in Hyderabad. I hope you understand. Thank you.